What's up guys, you're watching India Today Tech. I'm Rahul Sethi, and this video I'm going to review the Nokia 5.1 Plus that has a similar design as the Nokia 6.1 Plus, but the phone comes at 10,999 while the Nokia 6.1 Plus is priced at 16,000 rupees. The Nokia 5.1 Plus has a very similar look and feel as the 6.1 Plus. You get a notch design and a glass back with a very smooth and curvy rounded corners, flat back, and a typical 5.84-inch display that gives you a very good and handy form factor, which is quite a nice thing about the 5.1 Plus. It is probably the best looking device in its price segment. But if you were to point out the differences compared to 6.1 Plus, you'll see the build materials have a slight change. The back is glass surely, but it's not from Corning, and the frame is not made out of metal. But that is not a very big problem since the phone is still quite sturdy. In fact, Nokia retains many of the design features that we really liked. For example, you get a Type-C USB port, which is quite a rare thing to find in this price segment. There's a secondary microphone for noise cancellation. Speakers are placed at the bottom alongside the primary mic and the port, and then there's of course the notch on the display which carries all the sensors, earpiece and front camera. Though the notification LED is also missing on the 5.1 Plus. The volume rocker and the lock button are also quite tactile and have a very good feedback. The fingerprint scanner also doesn't get a very nice placement as was the case with 6.1 Plus, and if you have big hands you'll need some serious getting used to. But overall, I would say the design, the build quality and the look and feel of Nokia 5.1 Plus is at par with phones in its price segment. Now let's take a look at the hardware the phone gets. The 5.1 Plus has a 5.84-inch display, and thanks to the notch design, it gets close to 80% screen to body ratio. It's an IPS LCD panel, so the color production is quite nice, but the resolution is capped at 720p or HD+. So in terms of sheer details, it may not match phones like that of Redmi Note 5 that have full HD panels. But having said that, the color production for a 720p panel is quite a good one. Also, the brightness levels on the phone are very nice. For outdoor viewing, you'll see 5.1 Plus has a very bright panel. We compared it with the likes of Redmi 6, which is though a cheaper phone, but the difference in brightness levels is clearly visible. The only con we could pick out is that there is a slight color shift on the display when you view it at an angle. Though brightness levels remain the same, so there is no big problem with that. Nokia also nicely implemented the always-on display and has put double tap to wake gesture that aids in one-hand usage. Also, the touchscreen on the phone is pretty smooth, very similar to what we saw on the Nokia 6.1 Plus. In fact, the Android One software you get with the Nokia 5.1 Plus is nicely optimized. It's the stock Android One experience built on top of the Android 8.1 Oreo, and you'll find no third-party apps or features cluttering the interface. The notch display is also nicely optimized and it would not hinder the content while you're viewing it. As far as the speed is concerned, we didn't really find any big difference if we compared with the Nokia 6.1 Plus. The chipset it runs is a Helio P60 paired to 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. But it's not really a downgrade in terms of the overall performance. The apps run smooth, they open quite fast, and even the multitasking is also pretty smooth on the device. So if you were to compare with other Snapdragon 636 based smartphones in the same price segment, you'll see that there is no major difference in the performance. Also, we found that games like PUBG run pretty smooth, which is also quite surprising. The game runs in medium settings and it performs quite well. And the display also gives it a very nice rendering despite having a 720p resolution. So the overall gaming experience on the device is also pretty nice. Next, the speed of fingerprint unlock and the face unlock is also pretty nice. I would say the Redmi Note 5 has a faster fingerprint scanner, but the Nokia 5.1 Plus isn't any slow. Coming to the battery performance, we got around 1 day of usage on single charge, which is quite average, nothing great, but similar was the case with the Nokia 6.1 Plus, probably because it has a power efficient chipset but uses a full HD panel. Though Nokia says the phone has fast charging capability, it bundles it with a 10-watt adapter, which charges the phone in around 1.5 hours. For a small battery, it's not really fast charging, but I would say it's not bad either. So far the Nokia 5.1 Plus gets most of the things right, but now let's talk about the cameras on the phone. The 5.1 Plus gets a 13 plus 5 megapixel dual camera setup at the back and an 8 megapixel sensor at the front. The photos we took from the rear camera weren't really impressive. Of course, in good light conditions you will see the photos come out to be usable, but in low light situations you will see the colors are oversaturated and the dynamic range is not that good. You'll see shadow areas are not properly rendered and the photo overall is not really bright or sharp. Something that we saw with the Nokia 5 or the 5.1 that had Carl Zeiss optics. You may end up capturing blurred photo many a times. In comparison, the Redmi 6 has a slightly better camera in that it captures more accurate colors, slightly better details, and the overall dynamic range on the photos are also better. Similar is the case with the front camera. You'll have no problem in good light situations, but in low light you'll see there is a lot of noise and the colors again are not close to the accurate ones. So overall, majorly it's the cameras that Nokia didn't do right with the 5.1 Plus. Otherwise, it gives a very similar experience as the 6.1 Plus, which in itself is a great thing. 5.1 Plus gives you great value for money if you don't account for the cameras you get on the phone. Let us know what you think about this Nokia phone in the comment section below, and if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel to get latest videos on technology, smartphones and other gadgets like this. Thank you for watching.